By the time you reach the outer approach to New Avaloria, the battle has already begun. You hear it before you see it. The ground carries the distant impact of siege engines. The sky flashes with scattered bursts of magic. War horns sound from somewhere ahead, answered by deeper, harsher calls from inside the city walls. Smoke rises over the horizon in thick columns, and through it you begin to see the upper towers of New Avaloria. The city is still standing. That alone tells you how terrible this battle has become. New Avaloria's outer wall stretches across the land in a long, defensive line of stone, iron, and old magic. The surface of the wall is scarred from days of impact. Sections are blackened. Other sections glow faintly from damaged wards still struggling to hold. Demons crawl over the battlements, some moving like soldiers, others like beasts. Larger shapes move behind the wall, dragging siege weapons into position or hauling broken stone back into place. Outside the city, the allied armies have taken the field. Rows of soldiers hold defensive lines in the mud and ash. Banners from several cities snap in the smoke-heavy wind. Medics drag the wounded back from the front. Runners move between command posts. Archers fire in controlled volleys while shield walls shift to absorb demon counterattacks. As you press closer, a squad of soldiers spots you from the side of the road. One of them freezes for half a second, then turns and shouts toward the rear command line.
"They're here!"
A young soldier breaks away from the squad and runs toward you, armor splattered with mud and old blood. He is breathing hard by the time he reaches you, but he still forces himself upright and gives a quick salute.
"The commander has been expecting you. Commander Estelle Vorrin is forward of the main command line. I was told to bring you to her the moment you arrived."
He looks past you toward the city, then back at you.
"You should know this before we move. The battle's been going on for days. The wall still holds. The demons have not stopped reinforcing it."
He does not wait for questions. He turns and leads you through the allied lines. As you move across the battlefield, you begin to see who answered the call. The Veilbreakers are working along the broken terrain near the lower ridges outside the city, using smoke screens, signal mirrors, and concealed markers to track hidden approaches beneath New Avaloria. Aranza Cannith moves among them with a small team, directing scouts away from collapsing ground and toward signs of old access tunnels that the demons have tried to bury. The Iron Fangs are gathered near the forward assault line, armored and restless, waiting for the moment when the wall finally breaks. Riegan stands at the front of them, not behind them, watching the demon-held gate with a drawn weapon and giving short orders to keep his warriors ready for the first charge. A large group of robed spellcasters has formed behind a line of shield-bearing soldiers, their hands moving through synchronized gestures as they study the wards around the wall. None of you recognize their banners at first, but their discipline and controlled formations make it clear they are not wandering mages. They came prepared to break something massive. Ronan and his villagers are positioned farther back, where the wounded, supply wagons, and reserve fighters are being kept alive. They do not look like a formal army, but they move with purpose, hauling water, carrying arrows, reinforcing barricades, and helping exhausted soldiers return to the line. Estelle's army holds the center with the other allied forces from neighboring cities, forming the structure that keeps the whole battlefield from collapsing into chaos. Officers bark orders, standard bearers relay signals, and entire companies shift position whenever demon pressure threatens to split the allied front. The soldier leading you points ahead.
"There, Commander Vorrin."
Estelle's command position is not far from the front. It is protected by soldiers, but not hidden. Maps are pinned beneath knives on a heavy field table. Messengers come and go from every direction. A blood-stained banner has been planted beside the command post, marking it clearly for any allied runner who needs to find her. Commander Estelle Vorrin stands over the table, armored for war, her expression locked on the battlefield ahead. The woman who helped you survive the Kraken at Goldmist is no longer standing on the deck of a ship. She is standing at the center of a siege that has already consumed thousands of lives. You spot Ollivander standing beside her. Faral stops when she sees him. Ollivander sees her at the same time. His body tightens immediately. His grip closes around his staff, not in attack, but in fear. Faral lowers her hands where he can see them.
Ollie.
She says, her voice quiet enough that only those near her can hear it.
I am not here to harm you.
Ollivander does not answer. Faral takes one careful step closer, then stops.
I never wanted to harm you. Not then, not now.
Her voice tightens.
You were the closest thing I had to a friend, and I hurt you anyway. I know that. I have carried that with me longer than you know.
Ollivander's eyes shift between her face and the battlefield behind her.
I was afraid of you.
He says.
I know.
I stayed in Frostforge Port because of you.
I know.
A long silence passes between them while the siege continues around you.
I am sorry, Ollie.
Ollivander looks down at his staff. His hands are still shaking. After a moment, he forces them to loosen.
I do not know if I can forget it,
I am not asking you to.
He looks back at her.
but I can accept that you are here now. And I can accept that you are not my enemy today.
Faral nods once.
That is enough.
Estelle lets the silence hold for only a moment longer before she steps in.
Good. Then we'll use every ally we have.
She turns back to the field table, but before she can continue, a captain rushes into the command post and salutes hard enough that his gauntlet strikes his breastplate.
Commander, left flank. Demon infantry are pressing through the lower ravine. Captain Mayrin's line is bending. If they break, the supply route gets exposed.
Estelle does not hesitate.
Lieutenant Voss, take 20 shields and reinforce Marin's left. Lieutenant Sarah, bring 3 archer files and punish anything that enters the ravine mouth.
The 2 lieutenants move immediately. Estelle points to the captain.
You stay with them until the line is stable. If the demons commit anything larger than infantry, signal with red fire. Do not wait until the line breaks.
Yes, Commander.
The captain turns and runs. The lieutenants are already gathering soldiers before he reaches them. Estelle watches the movements for only a few seconds, then turns back to you.
This is how it's been since the first day. The demons test every weak point. They do not need to win every front. They only need one failure large enough to split us.
She places one hand on the field table.
Here's what you need to know.
She points to the map of New Avaloria and the marks around the outer wall.
The Demon King is inside the city. We have not confirmed his exact position, but every report agrees on the same thing. He is protected by the wall, the demon army, the Children of Silence, and whatever power remains from the portal. A direct march to him is not possible. The army would be destroyed before it reached the inner city.
Her finger moves across the outer defenses.
That means we do not win this by overwhelming the gate. We win this by creating access, keeping that access open, and getting you through before the army's spent.
She taps the section of wall facing the Frostforge spellcasters.
The unknown mages you saw are from the Conclave of Frostforge Wizards. They're preparing the first major strike against the wall. Their magic can weaken the wards and fracture the stone, but the casting takes time. While they work, they will be exposed to demon siege engines, flying beasts, and anything the Children of Silence can direct toward them.
She looks at you.
If they hold long enough, we get a breach large enough to move soldiers through. If they're broken too early, the opening will be narrow, unstable, and costly.
Her hand shifts to the forward assault mark.
Once the wall opens, Riegon and the Iron Fangs will lead the first charge. Their assignment is simple and dangerous. They enter first, take the breach, and prevent the demons from closing it. If they fail, the rest of the army stacks up outside the wall and dies under concentrated fire.
She points lower on the map, toward the old tunnel lines beneath the city.
The Veilbreakers are searching for a second route. They believe old tunnels run beneath the outer defenses. Aranzakaneth is helping them identify which entrances are real and which have been trapped or collapsed. The Children of Silence are already guarding the approaches. If the Veilbreakers break through, we gain a way around the worst of the demon lines. If they're stopped, every force we have must go through the breach.
Her finger moves to the rear lines.
Ronan and his village are holding the back of this army together. They're protecting the wounded, guarding supply wagons, keeping retreat paths open. and filling gaps when trained soldiers fall. Do not mistake that for lesser work. If the rear fails, the front loses medicine, arrows, water, replacement weapons, and the ability to pull anyone back alive.
She then points toward the supply markings.
A local blacksmith named Hrodre is leading the civilian militia. His people are keeping supply lanes moving and rushing improvised weapons to desperate hands behind the assault line. When soldiers lose blades, when shields split, when spears break, Hrodre's militia is what keeps those soldiers from fighting empty-handed.
Estelle looks over the whole map.
My army and the other city forces will hold the center and absorb the largest counterattacks. We will keep pressure on the wall, protect the command routes, and prevent the demons from surrounding the breach before it opens.
She lifts her eyes to you.
Every faction has a purpose. None of them can complete yours.
She points to the center of New Avaloria.
You are the strike force. The army will create openings. The factions will buy time. You will move through the battlefield, keep the critical paths alive, and reach the Demon King.
She lets that settle before continuing.
This will happen in stages.
She marks the first stage with the tip of a dagger.
First, the wall must be compromised. That may mean protecting the Frostforge Wizards, destroying siege engines, disrupting flying attackers, or helping the Veilbreakers secure another approach.
She marks the second.
Second, we enter the city. Once that happens, the battlefield will split. Demons will strike the breach, the tunnels, the rear line, and the command route. You will not be able to answer every call.
She marks the third.
Third, we identify the inner route. It may come from the tunnels, it may come from broken wards, it may come from captured ground, it may come from the Demon King revealing his hand when he commits his strongest forces. When that route appears, you take it.
She marks the fourth.
Fourth, the surviving factions will make one final stand. When we see the path to the heart of the city, I will commit everything I have left to keep it open.
She marks the final point.
Fifth, you reach the Demon King. Once you're that deep inside New Avaloria, the army cannot follow. We will hold the city behind you for as long as we can.
Her voice becomes harder.
You need to understand the cost of this. Allies will be in danger. Lines will bend. Some will break. You will hear your names from different fronts. Some of those calls will be real. Some will be bait. Some will be desperate soldiers asking for help you cannot give.
She looks at each of you.
If you try to save every position, you will lose the route forward. If you ignore every position, there will be no route left. So choose with purpose. Protect what gives you access. Protect what gives you time. Protect what keeps the army moving. This battle is not measured by the number of demons killed. It is measured by whether you reach the Demon King before the army collapses.
She removes the dagger from the map.
When this begins, I will command the army. The faction leaders will hold their assignments, but the battle will change faster than any chain of command can react. You are the ones who can move where the pressure is worst and make the decisions that matter.
She nods toward a New Avaloria.
This is the plan. We break the wall. We keep the way open. You pass through. You find the Demon King. And you end this.
The command post goes quiet for a moment. Not silent. The battle is still raging. The wounded are still crying out. The siege engines are still firing. The demons are still screaming from the walls. But everyone near the table is waiting for your answer. Ollivander steps forward. His face is still pale. His hands are still not steady, but he does not step back.
I'm going with them.
Estelle turns toward him.
Ollivander.
No.
His voice cracks on the word, but he keeps speaking.
No, Commander. I've hidden long enough.
He looks toward a New Avaloria.
I once served the goddess of death. I spoke her rights. I taught her comfort. I told grieving families that death was not to be feared, that it was to be understood, accepted, and faced when the hour came.
He swallows hard.
Then I spent years afraid of Faral, afraid of leaving Frostforge Port, afraid that death would find me if I stepped beyond the walls I knew.
He turns back to you.
But death was never the enemy of my faith. Cowardice was.
He tightens his grip on his staff.
So I will stand with you. Not because I am fearless. I am not. I am terrified.
His eyes move to the city wall, where another burst of magic slams into the wards and scatters light across the smoke.
But courage was never the absence of fear. It was choosing what must be done while fear remains.
He steps beside you.
If the Demon King has turned death into a weapon, then someone who once served death properly should be there when he falls.
Estelle studies him for a moment, then gives one sharp nod.
Then stand ready.
A horn sounds from the front line, then another, then a third, deeper and longer than the rest. Across the battlefield, soldiers begin to move. Shields rise, banners shift forward. The Frostforge Wizards begin their casting. The Iron Fangs lower their weapons and prepare to charge. The Veilbreakers vanish into smoke and broken ground. Ronan's militia tightens around the rear. Hrodre's civilians drag fresh crates of weapons toward the lines. Estelle's officers raise signal flags across the army. New Avaloria waits ahead, wounded but unbroken. Behind its walls, the Demon King waits. The siege enters its decisive hour.